7 News now to Washington, D.C., where the Supreme Court has ruled former President Donald Trump may claim immunity from criminal prosecution for some of his actions while in office. The Supreme Court's decision will likely delay a trial on the federal election charges he faces. 7's Dan Housley is in Washington for us and joins us live with the latest. Dan?
Well, Kim, strong differences of opinion between the majority and the dissenting minority in this case, but ultimately the judges decided this for President Trump and for future presidents as well. The Supreme Court rejected protesters' calls to throw the book at Donald Trump and instead ruled Trump has some claim to presidential immunity for his actions on January 6th. Chief Justice John Roberts wrote that the president enjoys no immunity for his unofficial acts, and not everything the president does is official. The president is not above the law. But Congress may not criminalize the president's conduct in carrying out the responsibilities of the executive branch under the Constitution. The decision was 6-3 along conservative liberal lines. Justice Sonia Sotomayor didn't hold back in her dissent, writing in part, "This decision reshapes the institution of the presidency, makes a mockery of the principle that no man is above the law. The decision gives former President Trump all the immunity he asked for and more. Because our Constitution does not shield a former president from answering for criminal and treasonous acts, with fear for our democracy, I dissent." Chief Justice Roberts wrote that the minority's tone of chilling doom was overblown, but Northeastern constitutional law professor Jeremy Paul disagrees.
Even though we all saw it coming, this decision, it still is surprising and shocking because it's so contrary to American tradition. It's really a sad day for America.
Trump reacted quickly, writing on his Truth Social, "Big win for our Constitution and democracy. Proud to be an American." The Biden campaign released a statement saying the ruling doesn't change the facts of what Trump did, adding Trump is already running for president as a convicted felon for the very same reason he sat idly by while the mob violently attacked the Capitol. He thinks he's above the law and willing to do anything to gain and hold on to power for himself. Today's Supreme Court decision is likely to further delay any federal trial for Trump.
Jack Smith's federal case relating to 2020 election subversion. This now goes back to the district court, which has to hold a factual hearing to decide what was in the scope or out of the scope of the job. That in itself is appealable.
And no word for the big loser in this case, Jack Smith, the special counsel. He hasn't said what he thinks about this ruling and what he thinks he'll do with this case going forward. We're live in Washington. Dan Housley, 7 News.
All right, Dan, thank you. And you can scan the QR code on your screen right now if you would like to read the Supreme Court decision for yourself. You can see what the justices considered on both sides of the issue. We also have a link on our website, WHDH.com.